All right, Shalom. I want to first and foremost start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rechak, Wadash. Double honor to the elder apostles and bishops at the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth. Now, should we be in the spirit of revelry? Because obviously, you see that these other guys, that's clearly what spirit that they're in. You know, and we're supposed to be watchmen. We're supposed to have vision. We're supposed to foresee the evil, hide ourselves, prepare ourselves, get ourselves in that spirit. You know, constantly admonishing, our listeners, to, get serious, get in the frame of mind of, the Lord, bringing the pressure. And you got guys that are straight self-proclaimed, leaders, self-righteous leaders. They're perfect in the law and all that. And this is the spirit that they're in, even though the prophecy is telling you what's getting ready to happen to this place. And we're seeing the writing on the wall as we speak, what's befalling Babylon. So, just to put everything in perspective, all right? That's clearly not the spirit to be in. And, it would just be falling on deaf ears towards the guys that are guilty, of course. But just for our listeners, I'm just going to go into the scriptures. And I ain't got to really say much else, all right? And it's getting bad, man, because when dudes start to wax worse and worse, you could just see the pride and arrogancy on them as well. It's never a good look. But all we can really do is, use these situations to admonish, the true, sincere followers of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. So I'm going to start here. And let's go to Ecclesiastes 7:2 and verse 4. Ecclesiastes 7:2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting, for that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart. Verse 4. The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth. And eventually the Lord's going to take away all the mirth here in Babylon. Even Jake that know that they Israel, they're not going to be partying for too long, because it's about to get serious. Isaiah 24 verse 7. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth, all the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. And that's definitely describing the party atmosphere, the club atmosphere, the spirit of revelry. The Lord's going to clear that out, because the Lord's getting ready to bring total devastation to this place. And you got men who's supposed to be self-proclaimed prophets. All right. But this is the spirit that they're in. They don't have any vision at all. It says the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Let's go from there to Amos 8 and verse 10. You know what? Let me start at I'm going to start at verse 8. It says, shall not the land tremble for this, and everyone mourn that dwelleth therein? and it shall rise up wholly as a flood, and it shall be cast out and drowned as by the flood of Egypt. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord power, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day, and I will turn your feasts into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation, and I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head, and I will make it as the morning of an only son, and the end thereof as a bitter day. Let me go to the NLT on this one. It says, Amos 8:9, it says, in that day, says the sovereign Lord, I will make the sun go down at noon and darken the earth while it is still day. I will turn your celebrations into times of mourning, your singing into weeping. You will wear funeral clothes and shave your heads to show your sorrow, as if your only son had died. How very bitter that day will be. So those days are nigh. All right, we're coming into the days of Jacob's trouble. And you got men out there just really acting like they're just totally oblivious to the writing that's on the wall. You know, they're clearly not measuring the times diligently and seeing, you know, what's getting ready to happen. You know, but you just got to let Jake do them. But, you know, this is for our admonition. This is so that we can know and understand. All right, because they're going to get caught off guard eventually. You know, then they're not going to see this rough wind, you know, snatch them off their feet. Because the Lord, he has his way of doing things. All right, we're not like the scriptures say in Thessalonians. All right, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. And he also said, I have no need that you, let me get that. 1 Thessalonians 5:1, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief. You are all children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. And I'm going to go from here to Romans 13, because it tells you the works of darkness. All right. And men are supposed to profess the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushai like they have the light, but they're doing deeds of the dark. Dudes is really feeling themselves. They're living that celebrity lifestyle. They just love that. They're addicted to that scene. You know, like that whole scene in Paid in Full, when you're at A Boogie and you know, Money Making Mitch and Rico, how they you know went up in that, they was going up in that club and had the music playing and the music loud. That's what that reminds me of. Just that whole scene. Jay getting in the club and they feeling the love, they feeling the vibes. Then, you know, in there posing with pictures, but instead this guy's in there with selfies, feeling himself. This is not a good sign, man. It says, therefore, let us not sleep. You know, don't get caught up in the hype of life and in your vain glory, and you're not paying attention to the times that we're in. You're not paying attention to your enemies. Jake gets so puffed up and proud that it's like they don't know how to read the room, so to speak. They just know that they in there. It says, but let us watch and be sober. So we got to stay awake, man. So we're not going to be in that spirit. We're not in the spirit of revelry. where, you know, you're just pretty much, you're unaware. You're not attentive when you're indulged in reverie. You don't have, you're not on your watch when you indulged in revelry. So let's go from there to Romans 13. And they can say that I'm hating. They can say that, oh, I'm, you know, being a hater. I'm being jealous. That's what they always say. You know, they think that we're, you know, we hating on the moments, you know, because we're bums. And, you know, that's the overall consensus with dudes that really can't stand when we rebuke and admonish guys. They think that this is coming from jealous energy, or, you know, this is, you know, broke energy. Dudes that ain't got nothing going. Dudes that are jealous of progress. Dudes that are not popular. Like this is some kind of popularity contest. No, when we see these type of things, we got to point it out just for admonition, to admonish, you know, the sincere, those that really are for real in this thing of ours, man. We don't take this truth lightly. All right. This is Romans 13:11. It says, and that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. The prophecies are lining up. All right. And like the scriptures say, the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And his prophecies is clearly speaking. We're getting that much closer. And dudes think because we getting closer that they can just loosen up instead of tighten up. You start celebrating and partying like you already hit that last field goal or that last touchdown that put you over the other team in the final minute of the last quarter. No, we haven't made it there yet. But the way these other groups be operating is as if they already didn't hit the victory winning touchdown or field goal. All right, it's going to get very sorrowful. It's going to get very gloomy. It's going to get very pessimistic. You got your average Americans, they're already feeling the pessimism. All right, go on your TikTok, go on social media and see what they're saying about their living conditions. Nobody's happy. So that mirth is the Lord is closing that spirit out. He's gonna force these people to feel that travail. And you got Israelites playing. It says the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light. Let us walk honestly, as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying. But put you on the Lord Yahushua Mashiach, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. All right. And when you indulge in that club scene, it's really to make provision for the flesh, because that's all that's in there is the pride of life. Yeah, everybody flaunting off the lust of the eyes. You saw the women in there shaking their ass to the music, the nigga music that Jake listened to. And if that was supposed to be, if this is supposed to be a feast, like a high holy day feast, then that just makes it even worse. They really, and it's being shown. It tells you that in Malachi, the 3rd chapter. Then shall you be able to discern between those who serve the Most High and who don't. Now let's look up this word rioting. Because you saw that they had that whole, the dude had on the shirt Revel, and then they even had Revel on that thing, and it says the acronym for All Praise to the Most High. So this is clearly their event. And this is what they're, this is the spirit that they're propagating upon their congregation. Like, this is the spirit that they're in over there. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's basically the sentiment that I get. That basically ain't nothing wrong with a revelry. You know, look at it. So they're openly putting up. You couldn't make this up, man. They're openly pushing that spirit out there. And this is what the scripture is telling you. It's from the word komas. And it says a carousal, as if letting loose, reveling, rioting. A revel, a nocturnal and riotous procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows who after supper parade through the streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus or some other deity, and sing and play before houses of male and female friends. Hence used generally of feast and drinking parties that are protracted till late at night and indulge in revelry. All right, and let's get the other scriptures that use that same word. This is Galatians 5:21. As a matter of fact, I might as well go to that chapter and read up above. It's Galatians 5, and I'm going to start at 19, and it says, now the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulation, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies. And, there's plenty of heresies, coming out of the woodwork from various different Israelite groups, Zechariah included. Envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. So obviously them dudes are clearly not in the spirit, and they're fooling themselves. They're definitely not in the spirit of the Lord. Let's go here. 1 Peter 4:1. It says, for as much then as a Mashiach have suffered for us in the flesh, arm yourselves likewise with the same mind. For he that have suffered in the flesh has ceased from sin, that he no longer should live the rest of his time in the flesh to the lust of men, but to the will of the Most High. For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatries, wherein they think it strange that you run not with them to the same excess of riot, speaking evil of you. Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead? So, if you are no longer living in your flesh, and you now serving Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and your whole mission is to follow the will of the Heavenly Father, then you pretty much graduated from this stage or phase of your life. When you were still back in your time doing these type of things, when you were you were not in your right frame of mind. All right, basically when you was in the world, these are the things that you were doing. That was part of your youth. But once you became a man, you put away childish things. Once you grew in the faith, there's certain things that you just you left behind, so that you can continue to grow and be renewed in your spirit. like it tells us in Romans, the 12th chapter. Be transformed in the renewing of your mind and conform not to this world. Because we know the fashion of it is getting ready to pass away. So this tells you everything you need to know, man. All right. First dudes is getting putting themselves in positions to get confounded by Christians, and now you in the club, tossing it back and partying and carrying on like you some big time celebrity. It's not good, man. And this is definitely not the spirit to be in, especially the times that we're coming into. And we know that this is clearly not our rest, because this place is totally polluted. So let me leave y'all with this last precept. And to you scorners and scoffers and people that's going to find something to say and come on the comment board, man, do what you do, man. Say what you got to say. But everybody got to give an account in the day of judgment. And we going to see. This is Luke 21:34. It says, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life. Them dudes, they love their life. They love this world. Their actions show it. And so that day come upon you unawares. For as a snare it shall come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. Watch you therefore and pray always that you may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. And I'm gonna end off by giving all the praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shai. And then to the next one, Shalom.